And hello, everyone. The fact that I'm leading this off and not the Greenleaf effect tells you everything you need to know about this week. We're back in Bay City proper. We're not actually in Bay City, but we are back with our main headlining story arc here on Bay City Chronicles. And I will be taking on part 2 of our latest endeavor, Solstice, and this title is called Aegis. If you remember last episode, we sort of had future hunter known did you actually? Yeah, you did introduce yourself as Hunter as well.
Well, they kind of figured it out at some point.
But known more effectively as Zero Day. Came back in time, running away from someone. We don't know who, just a mysterious figure. That's literally what it says, mysterious figure. And we also met someone who liked to call themselves Divinos with like 20,000 words added to the end of it. No one actually ever caught what they were. But we will have to wait a little bit for him to be able to get every single title that he gave himself off because his mom actually needed help at home and, well, he had to go back. So he doesn't get to save the world with the heroes for now. As Zero Day came back in time, captured by Hunter, well, not captured by Hunter, but recruited by Hunter, and then joined with Hunter, so we have two Hunters in one body. He was followed back to Bay City time, not Bay City, but Bay City time, by the mysterious figure following him, who then proceeded to basically embarrass the party. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't even escape if they wanted to. Kestrel found that out the hard way. And before long, he kind of just left, leaving the party confused and recruited in with you bored him to death. I guess if you want to put it that way. But yeah, they all went inside for a nice little talk about why they decided to bring Zero Day back. And then, right at the end, there's a big kaboom in Stonehenge. And I think that's where we left off, our characters deciding what they are going to do. So we have Mok here, we have Lutra, we have Kestrel, we have Hunter and Hunter, and we have Jay all hanging out. And on the front of the page, we have Kyle riding home on his bike, crying because he can't play with the heroes. For now.
I don't understand why he would be crying about this. This is not something for someone so inexperienced to take on. So it's probably for the best.
He was a fan. No. He was a fan. It was kind of nice to have a fan around like that.
I actually kind of get it, even if it was a little bit overwhelming, but I'm sure I'll be back.
Hopefully this time, if he shows back up, it is with more experience and less vigor.
Well, at least he has some powers, though, to help him out, so... Oh, but speaking of help, Stonehenge. That is where Anton was last out. Right, Lutra? Not here.
I think so? I don't remember.
I do believe that the information that I have does state that after everything went down in the mansion, he did in fact make his way back over to Stonehenge.
Well, if that's the case, and a big explosion happened over there, we should probably go over there and check it out.
Just then, as we lose Dark again, we'll be back. Just then, another breaking news alert comes on the television. And this time, the newscasters are mentioning about how there has been another impact in northern Siberia.
Huh.
Well, we will probably have to go ahead and split up our teams for this, and the most practical suggestion would be to send, and he looks at Lutra and Kestrel, the two of you to Siberia. You come pre-equipped with fur.
But what's that have to do with anything?
It's cold.
Oh! I don't like the cold.
I do alright with it.
And I don't think it's a wise decision to send the guy who's usually wreathed in fire to a place that's kind of Arctic. It would be a very bad temperature differential and could create some very bad weather discrepancies, including potentially localized thunderstorms if the difference in temperature gets too much.
I think he'd be fine with it. But, above all, why should we even split up in the first place? We don't even know if these two explosions are related.
They're related.
How can you be so sure?
Statistically speaking, two anomalies like this landing so close together in a time frame, especially with no advanced warning, even with the primitive systems you have today, they have to be related.
So is anyone watching what is going on?
I mean, yes, we're talking, yeah.
Well, how the TV currently is they have a picture of pretty much a black plume of smoke just rising up from the Siberian, basically the Siberian snowscape. It is not near any cities or anything. It is just, the snow-covered fields of Siberia. And then, sort of in picture-in-picture mode in the bottom left, you still see, what is left of Stonehenge, because a lot of the monoliths are basically crumbled at this point.
Oh my gosh, that's a tragedy.
And then the Siberian is also put in a little picture-in-picture. So you have two in the bottom left-hand corner now. And it goes back to the studio of the news station. And they say, once again, there's more breaking news. And there is now a third impact. This one is right along the Seine in France. But this one, there's no smoke or anything. There's an impact, but there's no residual. So you can see the impact pretty squarely. Like, you see rubble from a few of the buildings that were there, but there's nothing there that would have made that impact.
So that's number 3 then.
That is number 3.
Which means, judging by my plethora of knowledge of quotes, is that means it's enemy action.
You look around, and whatever the nearest dry erase board is, Hunter is got a dry erase marker and is actively calculating algorithms to figure out if there is a pattern to the landing spots.
So Lucha Pad's over. He's just watching you write things down. He's like, is that English?
No, it's mathematics.
Oh, okay. What's that?
I do not have the time to explain it to you right now. I need to finish this algorithm to figure out if this is random occurrences or if they're landing places on purpose.
A rhythm? I could dance. I've got rhythm.
A friend of mine told me once that if you're doing something from a magical perspective, that you want to make things in the shape of a triangle. And while these technically do make a triangle, it is a very, very weird-looking triangle.
Oh, weird-looking triangle sounds proper for magic. But that raises another question. There are 3 spots, and there are 4 of us.
I count 5 of us.
I don't think it's a triangle anymore. And Jay turns up the volume on the TV a little bit, and it is no longer 3 spots. Because there is also one on the shores of the Japan coast.
So, do you know any triangles that have 4 sides?
Well, considering the prefix tri means 3.
So that's a no.
Okay. Thank you.
This would be a quadrilateral.
Quite an
Okay.
interesting one at that.
Well, there are 4 now. That's 1 for each of us plus Jay. Jay, you're coming to check us out, right?
I think the more pertinent thing would be to have someone running a mission control to coordinate everything that we are doing.
Right.
I'm expecting a 5th one to drop at this point because we said something.
Why would that happen? I don't like that. It just because we say something doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Well, if this is the beginning of whatever my mother is planning, she has nothing if not a sense of extremely awkward comedic timing.
Oh.
Actually, that makes me think. Do you think these are ships? Like, are these ships landing, or are these like meteors hitting?
I don't think they're that funny either.
And who says that they cannot be both? I mean, any vessel that is hollowed out with an interior could technically be considered a vessel to travel in.
Right, but a meteor specifically means like a big space rock.
Okay, and if you are trying to travel from one dimension to the next, how did you guys get there when you went?
We rode a rocket ship?
Yeah, some kind of spaceship thing.
Okay, so is a space rock too far off the line of that?
Well, it doesn't have engines and computers inside and propel it and...
I can bring up media from back in the early 90s that can dispute this claim that says meteors can, in fact, be utilized as spaceships.
Oh.
I'll believe you.
Why would somebody use a meteor as a spaceship?
To hide their
Because
trail, of course.
Because sometimes you use the technology you have available to you.
Right.
Would that require you to get a meteor first and then, like...
I mean, yeah.
I feel like you might as well just build a spaceship because you have to go to space to get the meteor in the first place.
Oh no, meteors come down here all the time.
Oh.
Anyway, this is not the time to be debating that. What we
Right,
should
right.
be debating is, are we going to each spot individually, or are we going as a group of 4 to 4 spots? That does not seem like the most pertinent way of doing it. I believe that doing it individually is going to accomplish the most while also ensuring that no place is left in the dark too long.
Right, but what if something like happens to you guys while you're out there?
We could
Are
split
you not-
twos.
Split into twos?
So we're not fully alone. We can cover more ground.
Right, but there's 4 spots.
Yeah.
Like, you think like 2 people should take 2?
It seems
And
like
how would we even get there?
going by like each one of us going to each spot would be ideal, but I don't know.
I mean, I could see it.
I mean, if you are not confident enough in your abilities to take a solo spot, I'm not going to stop you from going as a group. I personally believe, however, that the most pertinent way of doing it is to go solo.
Oh, I'm confident in my abilities.
Is anyone paying attention to TV anymore? In the midst of all this discussion.
Probably
off and
not.
on. Yeah, only when he was talking about like the 5th meteor hidden.
Yeah. 4th.
4th, 5th, whatever.
Hunter's half watching out of the corner of his eye.
You'll just see that the TV is none of the 4 previously mentioned locations.
You know, let's just go one at a time.
Yeah, I guess that's... So, now there's a 5th? Oh, what does that make?
Pentagram. Oh.
Does anyone actually listen to what's being said?
It's what we do now.
Right.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Valkyrie would be onto the TV at this point.
Well, Malkier actually would be kind of interested in this. So this is what the newscaster is saying. In addition to what we perceive to be these 4 terroristic threats, we now have a massive natural disaster happening on the Hawaiian Islands. And it cuts over to a picture of the island of Hawaii. It seems that Mauna Loa, one of the 2 active volcanoes on the Hawaiian island, has erupted, and the eruption is the largest ever recorded from that island.
Which points at the screen says, is it supposed to be doing that?
I mean, it's a volcano.
Not to that extent, usually, though.
Right.
Yeah, all of my databases do not have anything recorded of such magnitude.
Okay, so now I'm just really confused. What do we do now?
Well, what's your calculations say now, Hunter?
We're screwed.
Oh.
Malkier just goes over to the liquor cabinet and grabs the handle of
Dark
Randy,
Mike.
sits on the couch. Shut up, TG.
I said nothing!
I see you chuckling. So on that, Malkier just goes over to the liquor cabinet and just grabs his snifter. He goes and sits on the couch to watch the news some more.
I'll give Malkier and Hunter this. Hunter because of his just cerebral knowledge, and Malkier for his familiarity with all things fire.
Mhm.
The plume of smoke that happens with volcanic eruptions, you'll notice is non-existent. There was no smoke. It was just a lava plume.
Guys, where's the ash?
The what?
The ash cloud. There's no
And
ash cloud.
This wasn't a natural eruption, then.
Huh?
Traditionally, when a volcano explodes, there is, in addition to the molten lava that runs down and sometimes gets expelled into the air, there is a large cloud of ash and other debris that gets spewed into the air. There isn't any.
Okay. Is it always that way, or is it just sometimes that way?
No, it's always that way. This is an anomaly. This is not a naturally occurring eruption. Something caused this to happen.
Okay. Could it be all the impacts in the Earth just made lava pop up or something?
If it was something to do with the natural fault lines, it would still be considered a natural reaction because it would be the natural shaking causing it. Something caused that volcano to explode.
Oh,
Someone could have crashed in the middle of it and pushed it out by force.
That's a thought.
Anyone up for a luau?
we have like 6 places to go now.
Yeah. We gotta choose one of them.
So
Or two of them, I don't know. But we gotta get there.
Yeah.
let's recall this for a minute here. We had Stonehenge, which was our first one.
Hmm.
We have France. We have Siberia, Japan, Hawaii.
That's 5.
I mean, it's spread out enough to where it's an inconvenience.
Oh, an inconvenience is what we're calling it.
No, an inconvenience in the sense of this is a plan to separate responders.
It's a logistical nightmare from
Right.
an investigation's point of view.
It's also a logistical nightmare from a response point of view when it comes to anyone attempting to do the hero thing. Because you're going to want to respond to things as a team. But in this situation, you do not have a team big enough, in theory, to respond to all of these at once. It's a divide and conquer strategy.
Unless you had multiple teams. But we don't right now. So, from the way you present that, it sounds like this might be a trap.
Hold on, go back to what you said before that.
If you have multiple teams?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but just because the 4 of you have been focusing on things doesn't mean there's not other people who can do what we do.
Yeah, absolutely not.
So, in theory, we could do some research, figure out where they are, and attempt to unify them all together under one unified front.
It'd be like a league of some kind.
Like
I'm going to have to stop you right there because I believe that term is copyrighted.
Oh, darn it.
Well, I mean, what if it was copy wronged?
Anyway, moving on. Where are we going?
So yeah, good idea. We should probably try to contact some heroes. I'm sure, like, if they were in Hawaii, there's gotta be, like, some local heroes there.
I would
Could
suggest
ask
Logan for Siberia, but I can't count on him doing reconnaissance for anything. He'd probably just try to kill the person, if it is a person.
What were you saying, Malkier?
Could ask Casey what he thinks.
I believe that Jay actually would have more contacts in the hero community than my father would.
Oh yeah, weren't you like making a big database of all of them?
Me?
No, Jay.
No, Jay.
Kinda. I mean, half of it was a joke. It was just a guise to sort of hide my true intentions.
Right, but I mean, you have contacts everywhere, right? I mean, maybe we can
Well, yeah,
mobilize a bunch of people.
As I said, I would definitely send Logan to Siberia, but if you've ever met him, he has the worst temper in the world.
So what you're saying then is him and Malkier should get along just fine.
I said that thought.
I don't know who
And
this
that's
Logan is.
That's even given that he would actually help us. I mean, he's gruff. He might not. And if you recognize any superheroes, you would definitely recognize Logan Lucha.
Oh, I'm not sure.
He's the human one that goes by an animal name.
Yes.
Oh,
If
Batman?
my database are still.
Actual superheroes, not comics.
Oh, okay. You wait.
The
That
Wolverine.
one's not real. Oh, darn. Okay.
No, the Wolverine.
Oh, I don't know who that is. Wait, aren't a lot of those in Michigan?
Out of character, OPT just made a college mascot joke.
I mean, I'm in Ohio State. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Hunter's just like, wait, who? Which one of you taught Lucha about sports?
Oh, no one. I saw it, like, online once when I was looking for, like, wolves.
Huh.
What? I think sometimes they're cute.
Well, okay then.
There is one person that Dr. Casey could help us with, and I think that he could get a good team together.
Okay. Who's he?
That's Tony Stark.
Right!
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
I can put a call into Charles to see if he could get us a team together. So that would put us at 3.
Okay, that's 3 for what? 5 explosions? Not bad.
Still a little short on ideas, though.
Well, I mean, 3 is better than none. If we can get them moving, like maybe it's oh no, they're all in different countries. Well, yeah.
Actually, wait. Siberia. And at this point, Jay pulls out his phone and starts texting someone.
So, meanwhile, Lucha kind of pads over towards Hunter and is like, "So, Hunter, I got a question for you."
Is this one of the normal questions that you tend to ask?
No. It's a different kind of question.
I will appease your question. I will not guarantee an answer.
Well, if you're out, like, if we all split up and you're out, what happens if you kind of go back to other Hunter?
Hopefully, the training that the younger me received under the tutelage of Mr. Pontius is enough to kick in.
But wouldn't he have absolutely no idea what's going on?
Instincts are a crazy thing.
Okay. You think you maybe should, like, write a note and leave it in your pocket or something?
Have you looked at the outfit that I'm currently wearing?
No pockets?
No pockets.
Seems like a very inefficient outfit. Even this, he points to the duster he's wearing. Even this has pockets in it. Oh, couldn't you just, like, write it on your arm or something?
Long sleeve.
Oh.
At that point, you hear Jay's phone go off.
Hmm.
And Jay sort of has a wry smile on his face.
You gonna bite?
So apparently, we have a way to get James Barnes.
Who?
The James Barnes?
Yeah. I'm sure he could help us out quite a bit up in Siberia.
That sounds about right. He's a good guy, right?
In theory, that depends on which version of him you're getting.
There's different versions of him too?
Would you like the full description on James Buchanan Barnes?
I don't know who this is, so sure.
James Buchanan Barnes, nicknamed Bucky, was a technically sidekick to one Captain America, but at some point ended up being lost or frozen to the Russians in whatever war. I lost track. Some of the data is a little weird, but yeah, code name now would be the Winter Soldier.
Wait, did you say Bucky?
Not O'Hare.
Oh, dang it! That was, oh man, that was gonna be so cool too. Darn it. Okay.
Actually, there's Captain Carrot and the Zoo Crow if we can get a hold of them.
So apparently I'm kind of lost on the whole Captain America thing anyway, with their freezing and, them basically being, 70 years old, 80 years old in a 25-year-old's body. But if they're willing to help us out in Siberia, if we can get Stark's crew down to Hawaii, and if we can have mutants from the school hit Japan, that means that you guys can hit Stonehenge and the Seine to get sort of together, since they're in rather close proximity.
That makes sense. I like that better. It means I won't get to pad out my manga collection, but that's okay.
I mean, aren't you super fast? Can't you just fly to Japan anytime you want to?
Yeah, I could, but I want to browse.
As I say, can't you just fly there whenever you want to?
I don't believe now is the time to be talking about that. Now is the time to be moving out to the ship that I know you guys came here in, and let's get moving.
Right. Okay. Yes.
We gotta go.
The jet. Yes, the jet. Let's go.
Yeah.
You're not piloting it.
Why not? I spent all this time to learn how to do it.
He took
Yes,
classes.
But I can interface directly with it and get us there faster.
Oh. Okay.
Actually, reminds me, are we still splitting up or are we still going together?
I have no idea at this point.
Because if we're splitting up, I can just go to Paris now. See how it's going.
You'd be by yourself.
I could.
Yes, but I don't believe that is the wisest idea, going alone, because we don't need to at this point.
I guess true. Yeah, okay.
We can go as a group of 2, drop people off, and go to the other location.
As long as we don't jump out of the plane again, I'll be fine.
It is not jumping if you are pushed.
Or if you're flying.
Yeah, as I said, I'm not jumping out of the plane again.
Alrighty, so we'll split it up then between those 2 locations. But yeah, let's get going now.
Yeah.
You're still coming, right, Malkier?
Malkier just stands up, goes over to the liquor cabinet, grabs a couple bottles, and starts heading towards the plane.
Okay, upon getting on the plane, Hunter, I'm going to need a technology check.
32.
Oh dear.
I have skill mastery. It's a 32.
Okay, good. I was hoping you did. On that roll, computer comes back. Incompatible. Software not recognized.
What?
This software is too futuristic. The system can't handle it.
Hold on.
He's too good.
Hold on. He walks. He knows the jet. He walks over to the war room, opens up a cabinet, shuts it, opens up another cabinet, pulls something out, shuts the cabinet, walks back in, takes one of those retractable USB cords, plugs one into his scouter.
At this point, he is jolted, off balance, because Lutra has jumped into the pilot seat and taken off.
Yay!
Castle,
Maybe next time.
you and I are going to France.
Okay.
Come on, I had to do that.
Oh, I know you did.
Just pushing on, but Paris, France. Here we go. Where's
Oh,
that? Where's that?
You want to go to the other? Oh yeah, we'll drop off. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a place that has a big tower in it, the Eiffel one.
Right. Yes. That one. Okay.
So while this is going on, you'd still see Hunter plug the USB drive into another one of the computer jacks on the plane, but he's not doing it to pilot. One of the abilities that he has is a variable ability, which allows him to copy tech powers. Technically, an airplane is a technological bird of flight. Am I incorrect?
I don't think so.
Basically, he's copying the ability to fly from the plane so that they don't need a parachute and they can just jump out and fly down to Paris.
Oh, nice.
How does that even work?
Oh, it's quite simple, actually.
Oh no.
You get the hand and you get the little cloud of nanites. The variable internal nanotechnology inside of my body is able to copy down the data that allows the plane to maintain liftoff and other things.
So as you're saying that, all you hear is Lucha scream, "No, not Paris, Maine!"
I would like to point out, I am very happy that you made a reference to Maine and knew there was a Paris here. It's about an hour and a half from my current location.
Nice.
I've been there.
Sorry, we're just gonna be slightly delayed. Not too bad.
It's on the way. It's fine.
Actually, considering we're in DC, we're going north, and we should have been going east. So no, it's not on the way.
Nuts. All right.
No, it's not out of the way. It's not out of the
Go
way.
kind of up it a little bit.
No. Sorry.
So what you're saying is you can fly now.
Yes, although technically these nanites were not made to interface with such primitive technology, it will get the job done.
So let me get this straight. You can plug that thing into like a piece of technology, and you can kind of learn how the technology does what it does, and you can copy it and mimic it?
No, I had to plug it into here because my father hasn't updated the plane in forever. Usually I do it wirelessly.
Oh. But the rest of that's correct, right?
Yeah, basically, wirelessly is me, and he explains how he would just extend a couple of nanites, basically fire at a couple of nanites, they would just go into the machine and basically plague doctors it.
Huh.
Yes. Unfortunately, I don't have access to any of the instruments I used to have. Before everything really went to hell where I was from, I had a database of nanochips that I could use to basically cause my nanites to mimic a certain subset of powers that I had saved to them.
Gee, that sounds useful.
Oh, it is, but they didn't come with me, so we're kind of out of luck.
Right.
And I do not believe the technology for those will exist for at least another 5 years.
Couldn't you just invent it or something?
And ruin the flow of time more than it already has been ruined? No. Me being back here is already risk enough.
mean, okay. Maybe you're the one who invents it, though.
I can assure you I am not.
Oh.
That would be my father.
Well, maybe you gave him the idea.
I do, but I give him the idea as a 17-year-old.
This is getting really confusing.
Statistically speaking, me speaking to people that I would directly interact with when I would be younger is not the best of ideas.
So that would be all of us.
This is a necessary calculation and a necessary risk being taken to, well, save your world.
Right.
Your world, too.
Yes and no. By saving this world, my world will cease to exist in its current form.
So what happens to you?
I will also cease to exist in my current form.
But, like, won't that hurt or something?
I don't know. I've never disappeared from the timeline. Have you?
Well, I mean, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
We changed the timeline.
I didn't notice a thing.
Well, yeah,
I know
you weren't there. In fact, I think what we did may have actually made you possible.
Well, thanks.
Oh, you're welcome.
Anyhow, the more we talk about the timeline, the more confused at least one person here is going to get. And I don't think it is the wisest idea to give our pilot a headache.
Oh, it's not autopilot. Don't worry about that.
I wasn't talking about you.
I'm not flying the plane.
I was talking about the computer.
Oh, right. The computer gets headaches? Huh.
I mean, you know.
You forget. I've been interfacing with it.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. That makes more sense.
Some of the stories it wants to tell about you.
I mean, you should probably know them all already.
I do, but hearing them firsthand from the computer is rather interesting. I especially like the one about the Swedish fish.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I love Swedish. Oh, man, I miss Swedish fish. I haven't had any of those in a while.
Aw.
And something about putting teachers in crates?
That was not me.
You get the slow turn to Malkir.
Malkir kind of just grins and looks back at him. Sometimes you need information.
A tactical move and one I can fully support.
You put a teacher in a box?
And then I did something with tuna fish also, which is probably even more devilish, but yes.
At least you didn't put ketchup on your tuna fish.
Well, that'd be just monstrous. What?
At least someone didn't put ketchup on a sandwich.
I mean, that's ideal.
What type of barbarian would do that? That doesn't compute at all. And before you say anything, no, a hamburger is not a sandwich. It is a hamburger.
But they call them sandwiches at the fast food joints.
They do.
That's just to get around the hamburger tax.
There's no... I'm pretty sure there's no such thing as a hamburger tax.
Have I been someone who you would determine would lie to you?
You know, I don't think so.
Well, He did like to mess with me a lot.
That was the younger me. This is the new current me. This version of me. Have I done anything to you that would indicate I would lie to you?
Yeah, we're just assuming there's a hamburger tax in the future.
Oh, I guess it'll be in the future, too.
I mean, let's face it, probably everything is taxed because of who's in charge.
Right. He's still in charge by then?
She?
He.
Blackheart?
Oh, right. Yeah. Why would she tax everything?
Because why not put your foot down on the throat of everyone even more to make sure they don't get back up?
Oh, yeah, good point.
It is kind of the thing that evil people do, especially in all the stories.
Valuing a personal profit over the life of the people you are supposed to be serving, whether you are evil or not, whether you are good or not, would be the definition of evil.
You know, am I paying to stay over at the Stormbreaker Tech? Oh wait, no.
No,
I haven't really stayed the night there, have I?
you're not. You wouldn't pay for it anyway.
That's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Why would you pay for that?
I mean, it's room and board.
And God knows how much food Lucha's ruined over the last year.
Hey, I've been cooking it a lot better lately.
Well, statistically speaking, based on the information I had before I left, the total price of the amount of food Lucha would have ruined in the past year and a half since you would have been staying at the tower would be approximately $2,733 worth, give or take.
See, that's not that much.
Sounds like a lot to me in a year.
He said a year and a half. Number one, he just said like 2,300. I mean, that's way less than like 1,000.
Don't.
Narc
Let him
kind
be
of
okay.
grabs his forehead and just puts his head down. He goes, "Yes, Lucha. Yes."
Hunter does the same thing.
Castro too.
I'm having way too much fun tonight.
Malkir just cans his bottle of bourbon over to Hunter.
I should not partake. I need to ensure that my decision making is at peak skills for when we go through with this.
Actually, that raises a good question. If you have a drink, are you technically underage?
I'm 26.
Well, I mean, the other half of you isn't, though, right?
The body is 26.
Malkir kind of just looks over at Hunter and goes, "You're going with the squirrel. You might want something."
Oh, come on.
I voluntarily chose to go with the squirrel.
I'm a lot better than Questions McGee.
I would have to agree with that.
Who?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I believe
Malkir
the
just
line
kind
is,
of shrugs and takes his bottle back.
Oh,
I
hey,
believe the line
save
is
me some of that,
Lucha tell
Malkir.
you
I'll get some later.
when you are older. So, Kestrel,
Yeah.
I believe the best plan of attack would be when we jump out of the plane and land would be to do a quick scout, which I believe you would be the perfect person to do that with, considering your rather prolific speed abilities.
I agree.
And
What
he's
are you
got
gonna
the
do?
goggles, too. They're really cool.
Oh, they are.
The goggles, while not necessarily aerodynamically functional, do provide the ability to actually continue seeing and not have bugs fly into your eyes. So,
That's kind of the
while,
point.
so while not perfect for complete aerodynamic speed, they are in fact practical.
And they look cool. He snaps one. I mean, you gotta get the whole ensemble going. Anyway, yeah, I should do some scouting when we get down there. But what are you gonna do?
Once we get the lay of the land, we can determine a plan and our best course of action.
Right.
Oh, one other thing I should probably do. He plugs back into the computer. types a couple of things, and you just see a picture of an English to French dictionary on the screen. I should probably upload that too.
Oh yeah.
Well, can you do that and just like speak French now?
Là, c'est la bon temps roulé.
Now I wonder if the squirrels in France are going to speak French too.
So, would anyone be paying attention to Malkir at this point?
Not I.
No.
No.
Okay, carry on.
Oh.
Although Lucha is going to walk over towards it at some point, but not right now.
Okay, so important question.
Mhm.
Where are you landing in France?
Oh, we're jumping out.
We're not. We're skydiving out.
Yeah.
I know that. Where are you landing?
Yeah, where are you two landing?
Well, we
Well-
would
Go on.
please.
Where was the attack at again?
You really couldn't make it out. All you know is along the Seine.
Okay, so it's along the river. So we would probably land around Notre Dame because that's in the smack middle of the Seine.
I would agree with that.
Are you actually landing on the island then?
You know what? Why not? Let's make a decision.
Wabba Fett, let's land on the roof of the church.
Actually, yeah, let's go rub shoulders with that Quasimodo.
Give me perception checks.
Sweet. What's that again? There we go. $32.
So you both see a lot of panicked individuals running. Still, I mean, it's been a good hour since the impact happened, but people are still running away. But there's nothing immediately surrounding you, but you do see smoke in a distance. I'd say probably about 3 miles away in a westerly direction.
Oh, I'll zap there as soon as we land and get there in half a second.
So you rush off without Hunter?
I mean, Hunter said I was supposed to scout, so I'm scouting.
Yep.
Okay, so where are you checking to the west?
You said 3 miles in a westerly direction. I'm checking where that smoke's coming from.
And it was 3 miles-ish. It may have been more 2 miles.
Well, even better.
I don't actually have a ruler to measure out the length.
Oh, that's okay. I don't even know what I'm looking at, so I'm just trusting you.
But you run in the direction of the smoke.
Keep in mind I am flying as I do that, so just for...
Okay, well that makes a difference because the smoke is pluming, meaning that as you fly into the smoke, it is much harder to tell where the source is coming from.
I'm not flying. I'm flying on the ground.
Oh, like moving very fast?
Yes.
Yes, I'm aware of that. I know Kestrel only moves at Mach speed. Okay. So you are running and are very rapidly seeing the Eiffel Tower approaching.
Okay.
but the smoke is heaviest probably around 1,500 feet before the Eiffel Tower.
Alrighty, and what's there?
It takes you a little while just because there are quite a few streets and a bunch of buildings within Gross Kylo. But you are able to sort of navigate your way through the streets and you see an impact crater along with a few buildings that pretty much have walls crumbled down.
Okay, and if I zoom in for a closer look at that crater, just to take a glance and see like what's at that impact point, can I get that close?
The crater, in terms of depth, is not all that deep.
Okay, good.
It is maybe 10 feet deep. And I would say the circumference is actually wider, which is very, very odd that something would be able to make an impact like this.
Mm-hmm.
That the impact was more broad than it was deep. But I would say the diameter would probably be about 35 feet or so, but it's only 10 feet deep.
Okay.
So imagine the Hulk just punching the ground as hard as he can.
I imagine it.
Sort of what that would do.
That sounds cool.
But as you look into the crater,
Mhm.
there's nothing there.
Not even like, what is that where the smoke is coming from though? Still?
Yeah. There's smoke coming from, but like the smoke has sort of dissipated around the Earth,
Mm-hmm.
and it's sort of just still in the air. But inside the crater, there is no physical beings or items or anything.
Gotcha. And do I see any sort of like signs of like something moving out of that, like tracks or like I don't know, a path of destruction?
Give me insight.
Insights. Ooh, that's not too bad. 21.
Okay. So there is a small amount of dust that is laying on the ground that you would be able to noticeably see tracks in. There are no tracks.
Huh. So no tracks, nothing inside the crater. The smoke isn't coming off of anything, it's just sort of like lingering from whatever impacted. Does that all sound about right for what's going on?
You discern either one of two things.
Mhm.
Either what impacted had the ability to escape without leaving tracks,
Mm-hmm.
or what impacted left the crater before the dust settled.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna do something real quick. Are there any bystanders or onlookers who are like looking at this crater and seeing what's going on?
No, everyone had run.
Everyone? Is there anything left?
Bricks. If you can get bricks to talk.
It's France. Don't people like have horse-drawn carriages, or I don't know. I have no idea.
What?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've been there.
The car alarms blaring on the nearby street tell you no.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna, after seeing all this, probably zap back to Hunter, just because I can't discern a whole lot from that, and I at least want to give him an update of what's going on.
All right. So
So-
you return to Hunter.
Yep. Alrighty, yep. Hunter, weirdest thing. I go there and I see the crater, but there's nothing in there. There's no bodies or anything, no debris. That's like I don't know if anything that would have crashed. There's no tracks leading away from it, and the smoke's not even coming off of anything. Like it's just like whatever was there, it's long gone. If there was even anything there.
Describe the crater.
It was like about 35-ish feet, like around, and I don't know, like 10 feet deep.
So one of two things happened.
Uh-huh.
My initial hypothesis would state that whatever crashed in and made the crater was made of some sort of a soft metal, because a soft metal upon impact will expand wildly but not have a lot of penetrating power. It's the reason you can't use materials like sodium or potassium in bullets, but lead is a much better option.
Wow.
Or something severely slowed the impact.
That could be it too. What if it was just like really wide? No, that wouldn't make any sense. Well, either way, I can't find what it was that did it, and there was nobody in the area to ask with. So we should probably go check out the area. I can show you where it was.
We don't need people. All we need to do is find where the cameras are.
I never even thought about that. Well, let's go see if we find any shops. Any cameras that are destroyed.
As long as the hard drive where the images have been stored are alive, I can get the images.
Alrighty, so making our way over there then?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, Kestrel will lead Hunter down the streets as best as he can over to the site of the crash.
So once you get into the main streets proper, obviously Hunter has lost the flying thing, but he does the little heel click and some wheels appear out of the boots he's wearing. And I can't go as fast as Kestrel, but I do have rocket skates. It's only speed 3, but he has rocket skates. So he looks and goes, "This is probably a bad idea, but time is of the essence."
Oh, it's an awesome idea. Please do it.
He ties a rope to himself, throws the other end to Kestrel, and goes, "Run!"
Yes! Fly!
Hunter. Acrobatics check.
This is going to be bad!
But it's so fun! Kestrel's zooming past hedges, trying to get some airtime for Hunter in the back. I must have hit a hedge too close.
So, Hunter is able to stay on his feet, but he does not make it the whole way there without incident. He does clip and destroy a few side mirrors of the cars throughout the streets.
A necessary sacrifice.
More car alarms are now going off.
Yeah, they were already going. Alrighty, so we make it to the site of the impact, and we're looking around to see if there's any kind of shops or places where there would be cameras that would at least be focused on where this thing crashed.
You see Hunter look around and push a button, and you see all the different stuff go off of his scanner. I'm using my detectability. You can do with it what you will. Technically, it is a detect limited to active technological powers, and technically, recording is a technological power. If you want to tell me no big deal. But that's what my detect is. It's a power sensor.
Well, currently there is no electric things on at all in the area.
I figured, but I had to check.
And I mean, perception would have given you that because there's no street lights or any light. I mean, there are electrical things because you do have the cars blaring.
Right.
But in terms of cameras currently being on, no.
What about police cars?
Perception?
31. Don't worry, I'll find you a police car, Hunter.
It doesn't matter. Both of you would see that there is a police car about 2 blocks away, only because it's one of the ones that Hunter hit.
I wonder if it has a dash cam.
Probably facing the wrong direction.
Doesn't hurt to try.
It does.
It does?
It does.
Oh,
have
you
a
mean it
dash
does
cam.
have a dash cam. Okay. How does that hurt? Well, cool. We got a dash cam to work with.
Now we just figure out if I can get it to project the images onto my my HUD here, and hopefully it caught something. 32, because I'm directly interfacing.
The way the streets are over here, and where the impact happened and where the police car is sitting, the police car camera was aimed more at the building alongside of the area where the impact was, rather than at the impact area itself. So basically, all you get from the image is a blue hue, a bunch of dust and debris blowing almost horizontally, almost like a microburst. And then just what would appear to be a cloud of smoke. You do not see any beings other than the humans running from the area.
I have an idea. This I know for a fact. It's France. There are pigeons in France everywhere. And they don't move for anything. I want to see if there's any pigeons around the area or flying around. And I'm going to ask them if they saw anything. Because
Important
test
question.
Yes.
Can you speak French?
Oh. I cannot.
Then you would not understand the picture.
Astro, roll an insight check.
Okay. Oh no, I botched it! Darn!
And you don't remember Hunter downloading the dictionary into himself.
Well, nuts.
We can take another look around here and see what we can come up with. Hopefully our colleagues up north are having a better go of it than we are.
Oh, those snooty pigeons.
And with that, we will transition to Malkir and Lutra, heading towards Stonehenge.
Let's see here. Okay, any suggestions where we should park this thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I'll just let the computer figure it out. Punches a few buttons. Walks over. Valkyrie stretches out a bit. So, I feel like Stonehenge is like really important to us for some odd reason.
At that, Malkir looks just kind of out of it.
Valkyrie? You alright?
I don't know.
You doing okay there?
Malkir just kind of looks down at his half-empty whiskey bottle and looks over at Lucha and goes, something's funny.
Well, I mean, you drank half of that. That's... By the way, when you do that, is that like a fire hazard or something?
That's the thing, Lucha. This much has never affected me before.
Oh. Can I see that real quick?
Malkir just kind of like wobbly hands it over.
Thank you. Lucha looks at Stiffs gently, but he's not gonna be able to tell anything from that. So he goes over towards over towards the computer and starts looking. He's like, computer, I know you're computer for an airplane and whatnot. Do you have any kind of testing on here at all? Just waiting to hear from the AI if it talks anymore.
That'd be probably TG since he kind of knows what I'm going for here.
What am I doing?
Plain AI. Lucha speaking to plain AI. I have no idea who's voicing that anymore.
That's the GM. That's not me.
There is no plain AI right now.
Oh.
Hunter kind of messed that up.
AI? Alright, great. That's not working either.
Malkia kind of just looks over at Lucha and just tells him some cold water.
Oh. Okay. So Lucha sets the bottle down away and grabs a cup, fills it with some ice water, and brings it back to him. Like, here you go.
So Malkia just takes it, just pours it over his head and just shakes the fogginess out of him.
Oh, okay, I guess that's one way to do it. Right. So,
Lucha, my powers are gone.
huh? What do you mean?
That's what I mean. I don't have the power of fire anymore. I can't control my fire abilities.
Lucha looks at you horrified, like, when did that happen?
Sometime after the last battle is when I started noticing it.
You mean that thing in, New Orleans or whatever it was?
Yeah, with the voodoo guys.
Right. So, like, what, ever since then you've just not been able to use any of your powers?
Not the fire-related ones.
Well, that's weird.
And that's probably why that liquor affected me, because I had no way to burn it off.
Oh. Right. Okay. Did you have Dr. Casey check you out, maybe?
Probably have to do that when we go back.
Right. Alright, so, are you okay to do you want me to just go? Are you okay, or
I'm good. I saw my life, Lucha.
Right. Yes, right, you were fighting and whatnot before having fire powers, I assume, so.
Anyway, I was kind of out of it. What are we getting into here?
We're going to Stonehenge. We think a big impact happened there, or some explosion or something. We're not really sure what's going on, but the others went to Paris, France, not Maine, because that would be silly to go to Paris, Maine, instead of Paris, France.
Yeah, just a bit, Lucha.
Yeah, it'd be really silly. It's a good thing we didn't do that.
Well, I'm glad to have you with me then, Lucha.
Yes. Right. So yeah, I had the plane just kind of figure out where the heck the best place to land is, and we'll just go and go to the Stonehenge, figure out what the explosion was all about, hopefully, and then get in touch with the others, and maybe we'll figure out what's going on, because I have no idea.
Malkia kind of just shrugged, goes, let's just get it done.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. So,
Okay, so when you get to Stonehenge, there's pretty much no one around except some police officers, who have barricaded the scene and are just investigating the area. But nothing really doing. When you get there, you notice one specific section of the monoliths are sort of just crumbled, and you can sort of see where the definite impact was on one of the stones.
So Malcolm's gonna go over to it and kind of search around and see if we can see anything's going on.
Lucha kind of follows along. Is like, so did this thing just get impacted, just like directly?
Looking at the fissure marks, it looks that way, Lucha.
Huh. But what hit it?
That's what we're gonna look for, Lucha. Keep your eyes out.
Yeah, but like, So, Lucha does have I forget what the actual term of it is, but he has like a heightened like sensory ability for smelling. So he's going to put his nose in the air and see if he can't see if he can like discern anything at all.
The stone smells like dirt.
Okay, so no. Okay, so I got nothing here. It doesn't seem like it's any different.
However, I will give you that the dirt is unfamiliar. Like the scent is unfamiliar. You've never smelled dirt like this before.
Well, that's weird.
What's weird, Lucha?
Well, okay, so this is going to sound very strange.
At that, Malkyr kind of just looks at Lucha and grins.
Okay, but this is specifically going to fit. Well, anyway, the dirt here doesn't smell like normal.
At that, Malkyr kind of just looks at him and looks down at the dirt in his hand and just sniffs it himself. It smells like dirt, Lucha.
Well, I've got animal nose. Better. It's not the same. I can't explain it very well, but it just doesn't smell like dirt normally does. It's unfamiliar. It doesn't make sense.
So, what's your take on it, Lucha? Should we get a sample and bring it back with us?
I mean, that wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea.
Alright, so Malcolm reaches into the duster and pulls out a flask and handful some dirt into it and puts it back into his jacket.
I'm almost afraid to ask this, but Malkyr, give me an insight check. Okay, you'll get one of the two. You'll just basically know. I mean, everyone basically knows that these impacts have come from the sky. They're not like detonations or anything like that. You're able to piece together that breaking through the monolith like that would have killed any human. Like, it would have killed them on impact.
Lucha, we gotta take a deeper look. Walk around a bit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But just
Look for footprints, Lucha.
Okay, sure.
Perception checks.
Sure.
There are no footprints. Dark. Malkyr does. Well, Lutra will see this too, but Lutra gets a little something extra for the 35. Malkyr and Lutra both notice sort of a skid mark in the earth that sort of extends across the crater. Lutra, the sun setting in the western sky, reflects off of something probably about 300 yards beyond the crater.
Huh. We're just gonna, without saying much of anything, he's just gonna go directly out there and see if he can, like, figure out what's reflecting light.
It's a phone.
Oh! So he reaches out, picks it up, and looks at it.
What do you got there, Lucha?
It's a phone.
Does it have power?
I don't know. It's just,
Phone's broke.
oh, it's broken.
It has power, but it was dropped, and the screen is shattered to no end.
It's broken.
All right. So Malcolm just kind of holds his hand out for the phone. You don't have pockets, Lucha.
Yes, I do. This tester absolutely has pockets. But
All right. Put into something and we'll preserve it for Hunter. He might get some information off it.
that's what I was just thinking. Lucha throws his pocket.
As Lutra puts the phone in his pocket, one of the officers turns around and notices you two. Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, hi, officer. We're here to help and figure out what happened here.
I don't remember being told that you're on this assignment. What are you doing? What did you just put in your pocket?
Hmm? Oh, I just...
Who are you?
Oh, my name's Lucha.
And what assignment are you
Take
with?
Pictures of the artifact.
This is a restricted area right now. What assignment are you?
I don't actually know the answer to that question. I'm not very good at this whole thing, but we were sent here by the government-ish, sort of. Not really, actually.
The government would have told us.
Oh, not your
here.
government.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to come with us.
We're kind of on a schedule.
You're coming with us.
Oh, okay.
We have to take you in for questioning.
Oh, sure.
Could you do me a favor?
Okay.
Could you hold your paws out?
Butcher looks over at Malkier. He's like, Malkier, what do you want to do with this?
There's usually one guard, correct?
Oh no, all of his buddies are looking at you now too. There's about 12 of them.
Malkier just looks over at Lucha and just goes, "Get ready to sprint."
Well, I know what I can do, but I was worried that you can't teleport any longer.
No, I can't teleport, but we can still run.
Okay.
So Malkier reaches into the back of his pocket and takes out a flashbang and just rolls it towards the guard. And then once it goes off, he just starts hauling ass in the other direction.
And once it goes off, Lucha actually activates his armband and goes invisible.
Okay, where are you running? Are you running back to the plane or?
Yeah, back to the ship.
Yeah. Because Lucha can also run at 60 miles an hour, so.
Yeah, the officer was a little portly, so he's not catching you. Not that he's running anyway, because he's completely blinded right now.
Right. So, Lucha gets back to the plane, waits for Melchior.
Malkir, I assume, eventually catches up.
Oh yeah, Smalkir is still making his way to the plane.
Yes. So, as you get out of the plane, you hear Lucha say, "Okay, that was the thing. Probably going to be a problem later. Maybe, I don't know. We should probably just go." You don't see Lucha, by the way.
So Malkir jumps a little bit, just startled out of the voice of nowhere.
Huh?
Lucha, you can take the cloak off.
Oh, sorry. You know, it's been a while since I've used this thing. And he just hits a few buttons and reappears again.
So why don't you contact Hunter and give him a heads up on what we found?
Oh, absolutely. So, Lucha gets all the doors closed, gets the plane, ready, go, and, taking off, and then contacts Hunter.
Does Hunter get the message?
How is Lucha communicating with Hunter?
I'm assuming the plane has some kind of, communications,
Yes, that still works.
Yes.
Then if that's the one he was using, then yes, because that was interfaced.
Yes. Hunter?
Codename 0 Day.
Right. 0 Day. I'm never gonna use it. Anyway, hey, we found a phone at, Stonehenge, that, has been looks like it's been destroyed, but, I'm wondering if you couldn't, find out what's inside it anyway.
As long as the internals are still intact, I should be able to.
Lucha pulls the phone out of his pocket, looks at it, is like, I don't know, but I figure it's worth it. We also had to kind of run out of there real quick, because, there were police all around, and we may have walked onto a restricted area, and they got questioned about it, and I think they were about to arrest us before Melchior pulled out a flashbang, and we just ran for it.
I'm sorry. Did you just say you pulled out a flashbang on Scotland Yard?
Melchior did.
You flashbanged police officers?
It was, we had to run.
Castro, I believe they just created an international incident. My suggestion is we hang up this call and don't associate with them until we're back safely home. Beep!
Did you really just hang up on them?
I certainly did.
Were you serious?
About hanging up on them?
I don't know, about what's it? We still gotta be out here and take care of we can't go home now.
We are going to stay out here. We are just not going to directly associate with them because I'm not sure if you know this, but Lutric himself is a very well-known internet celebrity, and considering he was with someone who just pulled a flashbang grenade on Scotland Yard, that will very much certainly create an international incident.
I guess.
It will create an incident. Jay will have to smooth it over, and Lutra and Malky are going to get a talking to. One which, by the way, I suggest we bring popcorn for because it will be magnificent.
It will be, but we don't have time for that right now. We gotta, what was that about phone? We gotta look into this stuff now.
Well, we can't do anything about the phone until it gets to us. So what we have right now is to look into what's going on here. Specifically, why would the debris in the area have reacted in a similar manner to a microburst?
What's a microburst?
Do you know what a microburst is?
No.
Okay. I'm am I responding this for Kesto or for Chammy?
Little column A, column B.
A microburst is a localized weather event similar in vein to a tornado, but doesn't last nearly as long. Basically, usually a large swath of wind appears fairly close to the ground and just sort of poofs down into it and then explodes outward. I could bring up some images on what downburst looks like, but you see it here.
Right, okay. The way you describe it like that makes a lot of sense.
Which would also explain the girth and shallowness of the impact crater.
It would, and the dust that's all around there.
What it does not explain, however, is how whatever created the downburst was able to leave before leaving any sort of semblance of it was here.
Oh my gosh.
Obviously,
What if it didn't land? What if it left?
it could have flown.
But like, what if that like tornado thingy microburst is how it like left? Like it's actually getting sucked up instead of coming down.
Kind of like how lightning originates from the ground instead of the sky, but it looks like it originates from the sky.
Exactly.
So you're saying that something was woken up here, that instead of crashing, it was leaving?
Right, that's why there's no signs of it like leaving no tracks or anything. Like maybe that's what's going on. Maybe these are all points where like things left the planet.
Well, Stonehenge would make sense for something to be secured underground, considering the connotations with magic it has.
Right. And Siberia is full of all sorts of weird secrets.
And the coast of Japan, well, I mean, pick your kaiju.
Yeah. Oh, that could be it. But we have no way to prove it.
Hunter gets a call from Jay.
Hello?
So somehow my contact to the ship has been interrupted. I only get static. So I can't call Lutra and Mocker directly, but do you care to inform me why I had to talk to British officials about a flashbang from an otter?
Well, I was the one who disabled the communications because I wanted to be sure that everything was smoothed out before communications were reconnected, because I didn't know if you were going to be able to do it in a quick enough manner. But apparently they, when Scotland Yard confronted them, instead of saying that they were there on assignment from you, they decided to throw a flashbang and run away.
I can't even say I'm surprised. But that's not actually why I called. Well, it is why I called, but it's not the original reason I was going to call. We have kind of a bigger issue than that.
I don't like the sound of that. By the way, this is on speaker, so Kestrel can hear this.
Oh, sweet. Okay. I don't like the sound of it either.
So, the Egyptian pyramids.
Yeah.
The whole area of Giza right now is in a state that you cannot see anything.
Which state is that?
The winds are so strong right now that it is basically a dust devil covering the entire sands of Giza.
I wonder if that's related to this microburst thing that we had.
In theory, but a microburst wouldn't be last. How long has this been going on?
I would say maybe the past 10 minutes.
That's about the length of the microburst would last. So it could be related, it could not be related. But it's probably something we should look into. However, hold on. Boop, boop, boop. Communication should be back to the plane.
The problem is this isn't a microburst. Microbursts are downdrafts. This is cyclonic.
That means like a tornado then, right?
Correct. A downdraft is the destruction that we are currently seeing here. Wait.
What?
We've got a downdraft here. We've got a cyclonic event in Egypt. We've got a volcanic event in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Is it a tsunamic event in Japan?
We don't know anything about Japan yet.
What are you thinking?
every single one of these has been rare occurring natural disasters.
Okay. I wonder if it's just some supervillain with like a weather machine or something cool like that. Like that'd be easy to take care of.
Yes, but why would you be doing it random places around the world?
I don't know. But you did say that's where the Egyptian, that's where the pyramid stuff is, right? Sorry,
Yeah.
like he specifically pointed out the pyramids. He did pyramids, Stonehenge. No. I'm trying to think like the seven wonders of the world. There's nothing here.
No, the Colossus of Rhodes, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you already... Well, maybe you weren't around for that, but I know that the others have explored some of them, at least the Colossus, and I believe the library?
I mean, I wasn't there for that.
I only go on the stories Lutra tells, and Lutra tells a lot of stories.
Well, regardless, we're probably going to have to look into this one too eventually. I'm hoping to get intel from some of the other teams so we can at least get together and try to hash some of this out. Any progress on your front?
Barely.
Basically, what we have is whatever caused this did it in such a manner that it created a downdraft and escaped in a manner where it was either fast enough to leave before the dust had settled, or it flew over the dust and left no traceable discernible footprint.
But no eyewitnesses.
None.
None that we've been able to track down yet.
Or talk with.
I mean, we can look around and find the area, but I don't know how well we're going to do with that. But we can look into some eyewitness accounts while we are waiting for our trigger-happy friends to appear back with the jet.
I mean, it sounds like a good idea to me. But Jay, you were able to take care of that whole international incident thing, right? Like they're all good now?
Yeah, we're fine there.
Okay, good.
So how do Hunter and Kestrel go about looking for people?
Well, like most things, eventually, once a safe distance is reached, like a car accident on the highway, people are still going to want to stop and stare.
Oh, yeah.
So they're just going to go until they've found that point and talk to people.
And Hunter has the dictionary, so Kestrel's sticking close to him.
No, Hunter is the dictionary.
Right.
Which direction do you head?
North.
You walk right into the Seine?
Oh, that was west.
Probably back.
The Seine is kind of northwest of where you are.
So probably back towards the center of town, probably someplace with a good viewpoint of the impact crater.
True. Or the Eiffel Tower. If there's people up there, they could have watched from there.
Or there's a camera on La Tour Eiffel.
Yeah.
So you're doing Eiffel Tower or center of town?
Ooh. I like Eiffel Tower first.
Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. You can't go to Paris and not go to the Eiffel Tower.
Okay, you get to the Eiffel Tower, and there are people there. It is sectioned off, so the people on the Eiffel Tower can't get off, people not on the Eiffel Tower can't get onto it.
But we can get up to them.
I'm looking for the PIC.
Oh, that makes sense.
You find it.
look at whoever the PIC is. Excusez-moi, puis-je vous poser une question?
I don't speak French, so I'm not going to respond to it.
Excuse me, may I ask you a question?
I know that. I'm saying I'm not going to actually have the conversation in French.
I'm disappointed. It took 5 years of French. I'm going to hear your beautiful voice in French.
I may have some questions for you as well, sir.
Well, then we could be able to help each other. We are here investigating the impact crater and are trying to determine if anyone saw exactly what happened. Would you happen to know if there is a recording device on top of the tower?
I could tell you that, but I must say I do not know who you are that you will be here.
I am here as part of a joint metahuman task force investigating the weird natural occurrences across the globe. Currently, there are teams looking into Siberia, Japan, and Hawaii, as well as England. We are the team who was sent here to look into this one.
Okay, but I do not know who you are speaking for. Who leads this task force?
The people in charge of the task force are Tony Stark, Charles Xavier, and Jay Pontius.
So Americans.
With contacts elsewhere, yes.
To answer your question, yes, there are cameras on premises. However, none of them point in the direction of the impact. It is for surveillance of the Eiffel Tower, so there will be no video surveillance of the impact area. However, we do have the area closed off because we believe these people may perhaps be witnesses to the event.
Which would be the second reason that we came here, because we are trying to determine what exactly happened and what left that crater.
If you believe that these people who just witnessed whatever they did would not be scared away by a squirrel, you may feel free to ask them any questions. However, there will be no threatening and no confiscation of any personal items. Understood?
We walk in with nothing. We leave with information only.
Are you guys all talking in French, or did he actually respond in English?
Oh, the French officer knows English, so if you want it to be in English so Kestrel can understand, sure.
I only asked so that Kestrel could hear the disdain in his voice when he said squirrel. That's really it.
Oh, you heard the disdain in his voice no matter what.
I did, yes.
He's just mad I'm not Moose.
Yes. Oh.
I'm not Russian.
Whew.
It's not great, but my French accent's at least a little bit better than my Russian.
It's fun.
And y'all give me crap for my Southern.
So, Hunter, is he letting us in or not?
Yes. We can go in, we can talk to people. No threatening, no confiscating of any personal items. So, yeah.
All right, cool.
One final question, officer. Did anyone who is in the area sort of feel like they had a story to tell? Someone who wanted to get their information to you as quickly as possible?
No, I would say that most of the witnesses are more panicked than forthcoming.
Well, let us see then if we can calm them down and get some information.
Good luck.
He looks at Kestrel. This is going to be a weird question,
Yeah, go for it.
but I think our best way of potentially getting this information, how averse are you to being petted?
I can take it for the team.
Because I believe offering the services of an emotional support squirrel might be our best option.
Let's do it.
So I assume that you start making your way up the tower.
We do.
Okay. Do you stop to talk to everyone, or are you targeting specific individuals?
Top down. Because those at the top of the tower would have a better vantage point than those at the bottom of the tower.
Makes sense.
However, if there is anyone who seems extremely panicked, then Hunter will stop to try and calm them down because he can't not do that.
There's a lot of commotion because of the people talking back and forth amongst themselves. There isn't a lot of screaming panic, people are running for their lives or something is still ongoing. It's a lot more of an uneasiness. You do see one younger one, maybe about 27, 28, who is visibly upset. Pretty much the only one at this point in tears.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Alrighty.
So they'll walk up. Excuse me, ma'am, is everything okay?
And it's just my father's restaurant is in that area, and I don't know if anything happened to it or to him. I can't get over there. I can't get off the tower, and I need to get over there to see him, and I don't know what happened.
Well, there is no way right now that you are going to be able to get off of this tower. However, if you would like, if you can give me the name of the restaurant, I can send my friend here to take a look for you, if that would help.
Kestrel gives a little salute.
She tells you the name, and it roughly translates to Buffalo in Paris. It is Americanized food.
Nice.
It's a wing joint.
Nice. I asked her at least whereabouts was it in that area. But
So obviously Hunter would have to ask her.
Yeah, I'm the translation bot.
She tells Hunter that basically the location she gives him is pretty much halfway in between where the police car was and where the actual impact was.
alrighty. So Kestrel says, "Okay, I'll be back in a jiff," and he zooms off because I don't think there's anything to stop people from leaving via windows, as in small enough. So I can zoom off from the top of the Eiffel Tower to get over there.
Castro, please keep an open line of communication so I can translate for you.
Roger that. I'll keep the communicators on.
So Kestrel makes it back, and he doesn't need any communication because it is pretty obvious which restaurant is the one she was talking about because there's a buffalo on the sign.
Sweet. That's my kind of language. So Kestrel goes inside and checks out the restaurant.
There is no one in here. there are still plates on the table with food on them.
Mhm.
The oven, because this guy, oven roasts all of his wings and everything. The oven is on,
Mhm. Okay.
but there is no signs of anyone. A few chairs knocked over, so obviously people left the restaurant in panic.
Okay, good. But there's no bodies around, right?
There's no bodies, just that, and if you make your way into the kitchen, you would see that there are about 4 dozen shattered plates on the ground
Oh
that
dear.
obviously fell off the shelf when the building shook from the impact.
Okay. Okay, but there's
But
no
in terms
bodies.
of in terms of the building, there's no bodies, no structural damage or anything like that.
Good. Okay. So if there's no bodies around, that's good. So two things. First, Kestrel is going to be polite. He's going to turn off the oven for the guy. Something that's power he doesn't need to be using. Then he's going to open the oven.
No! It was a stone fire oven, so
Crud.
you'd have to like throw water in on the coals and the hickory that he has in there to cook everything.
Oh, well, that's not a power issue. That'll go out eventually issue. I think.
Yeah, it'd probably be fine to let alone.
Okay. Also, second question, very important. Are there any wings that are there and ready to go?
Yeah, there's still wings on the tables that people left behind.
The ones that haven't been eaten. Yeah, no, I'll take one that's not been eaten. And rush back up to the Eiffel Tower.
Okay. Roll me a 20-sided dice.
Wee!
This better be for wing flavor.
Got a 5.
Yeah. So these are pretty high up there on the heat scale.
Wee! That's a problem. That's fine. Luckily, Kestrel wasn't eating it just yet. But don't worry, it'll hit. Kestrel zooms back to the Eiffel Tower to give Hunter the heads up like, hey, it's all right. There's nobody in the building. Everything's fine. There's even food still cooking. Nobody was hurt. The building's barely damaged, and the food's still good. And he pops it into his mouth.
Did you happen to find out?
Give me a fortitude check.
That's a problem. Ooh, 24. I rolled good.
You actually handle it. Has just enough sweet to where it doesn't kill you. And actually, you find it rather delightful because the sweetness actually comes from peanut butter.
I like it. Okay.
So these were the spicy peanut Thai wings.
Peanut butter sriracha.
Wow.
While the food is nice, did you happen to look if there was any cameras?
I mean, there's no power anyway. I'll be right back. Kessel zooms back, checks the restaurant real quick. Takes him 5 seconds to look around.
I would have actually given you this without having to go back, but all the cameras are internal. There was nothing that was external that would have been able to be used.
So yeah, he zooms back to Hunter. Tells him, yeah, all the cameras are just on the inside of the place, but they're there.
So as far as we know, everyone got out of the restaurant just fine. Finding people right now in this city is going to be extremely difficult. We will do our best to keep an eye out for him. But as of right now, what we can tell you is that everyone got out safely. Now, the other question I have is, where were you when everything started?
I was on the backside of the tower, just enjoying the view of the Seine.
So you saw nothing then when it impacted?
No, I felt the shake, but that's it.
Well, I thank you for your time.
And as soon as he says thank you, you hear a little kid. Mommy, look! And this is in plain English, so even Kestrel hears this.
Mhm.
Mommy, look! It's a talking animal like Lutra!
Wait, like Lou? I'll take it. Catch just gotta give the kids a thumbs up.
Gonna go.
And you hear the mom lean over to the kid. Keep your distance, he may be rabid.
Hey!
I can assure you, ma'am, that my friend is not rabid and is, in fact, up to date on all of his shots.
Thank you.
But would you mind if I asked you a couple of questions?
I suppose not.
Did you happen to see what happened?
I saw a light. I saw a cloud of dust. That's pretty much it.
What color was the light?
Blue. Kind of odd. I don't know why. Like, if it was a meteor, it would be like white or yellow or red, right?
Scientifically speaking, you would be correct.
No, this was just like a blue light almost.
What about you, little guy? Did you see anything? You could really help us out if you saw anything important over there.
The blue light looked almost like Sonic.
Did it move like this, Sonic?
No. I'm not saying I saw what it was. I'm saying that, when Sonic moves really, really fast, how it's just like a blue streak? That's what this looked like.
Neat!
I know, totally neat. I wish I got to see him if it was really Sonic.
Well, we could probably look into that for you. I don't suppose either you or your mother here would have been recording something on a cell phone when that happened, would you?
No, my mom says I'm too young for a cell phone.
Aw.
Looks up at the mother, and were you recording anything?
No, I was not. My son was being a little bratty, so I was telling him that, if he didn't enjoy his time up here on the Eiffel Tower, I was not taking him for ice cream.
Okay, go to the communicator. Lutra, Malk here. Do you have an ETA for your time of arrival?
Wait. Did you just say Lutra?
Lucha looks at the autopilot. Should be soon. I mean, we weren't really all that far away in the first place.
Good, because I'm going to need your assistance with something very delicate.
Oh, okay. How delicate? I'm not really good at carrying a lot of things.
Not that type of delicate.
Okay.
But it's something that requires your very unique set of skills.
Oh! What in the world could that possibly be? Oh, do you need something cooked? I can do that pretty well.
I will ping you our location. And he sends that, and he looks at the little kid. Is there anything else at all you remember about the blue streak?
Yeah, actually, yeah. It came from that way.
Ooh.
And he points north.
Oh! That's actually really helpful, okay?
That is extremely helpful. And because you have been so helpful, I've got a present coming for you.
A present? See, Mommy, I'm getting ice cream.
Oh, no. It is much better than any ice cream could be.
That's impossible.
ETA, I need you here.
So I think we're just landing. I don't know where we're landing, but it shouldn't be that far.
Kestrel, go get him.
Okay. Where are they even coming from at? I don't know. I'll zoom up and try to find the jet.
Or we'd be landing by now. So,
Okay.
I don't know where, but, whatever. So, but you've pinged your location, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gets over there. Malkir, they apparently need me, so do you want to just meet me there? I gotta run, fast.
Go ahead.
Alright, meet you there. Lucha turns and takes off.
You're gonna land in the Chemptamar area, which is right near the Eiffel Tower anyway, so it doesn't take you long to get there.
Nice.
So it looks at, okay, so I got one more question before your present gets here. What's your name, buddy?
My name? My name's Colin.
Aww.
He looks behind Colin and obviously sees Lucha running up. Well, Colin, first off, I need to thank you for everything you have told me. And second of all, I need you to do me one favor. Can you do that for me?
I think so. Maybe.
Cool. Can you turn around?
He turns around. He sees Lutra. He immediately jumps up and hugs Lutra around the neck and wraps his legs around Lutra's waist.
That's a big hug.
Hi! Lucha hugs him, but he's like, hi there, Hunter, what's going on?
Mom! It's really Lutra! It's really Lutra!
Lutra, this is my friend Colin. Colin has been a big help, and as you can tell, he is a fan of yours.
Yeah, hi, Colin. What was the thing you... was this what you called me? Oh!
Yes, this is what I called you for.
Oh, okay. Oh, sure. So Lucha takes Colin and grabs him up so he's actually got a better hold on the kid. Like, hi, Colin.
Hi! So I got to see Sonic and Lutra in the same day! Best day ever!
And Kestrel.
Great, yeah. He walks off with Colin and just starts yapping with him. It's like, so wait, do you live around here? Or are you just visiting too?
I'm from Kansas.
Ooh.
Oh, I think I've heard of that place before. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's in the United States, right?
Well, of course.
Oh, yes, right, of course. Yes, right, yes, I knew that. And this is the banter that just goes on for a while. They just leave. Lucha keeps Colin very busy.
Lutra is being practically mobbed by Colin at this point.
Which he's fine with, so.
Anything else going on?
Malker just finally makes his way up after Lucha ran off, but he walks in also.
Hunter looks. It had a lighter.
We'll have to discuss that later.
So, did you guys find anything? Oh yeah, the phone.
We also have this, and Malker reaches into his duster pocket and pulls out the container of dirt.
That is not something I have the capability to test, but that is good. The phone, however, do you have that, or does...
It's in Lucha's pocket still.
Kestrel, can you go pickpocket him?
Oh yeah, no problem.
Kestrel
go over.
Ask him for it.
Nah, it's more fun.
Well, Lutra's in the process of entertaining Colin, so...
You just walk over and say, hey, can I get that phone? Like, okay.
Fine. Yeah, Kestrel will fly over. Hey, Lutra, phone?
Oh, yeah, sure. He reaches his pocket, hands it to him as he's still just basically hugging Colin, and just still chatting with him. So, so do you like baseball at all?
Baseball? Yeah, baseball's good, but basketball's the best.
That's the one with the wooden court thing, and they bounce the ball and then throw it into the big ring thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We had the best team ever.
Cool.
The Kansas State Wildcats.
Oh, Wildcat. What? Wildcats? Why would you have Wildcats on a team?
Well, no, that's our team name.
Oh. Oh, okay.
I mean, it's such a better team mascot than a Jayhawk.
Yeah. What's Jayhawk?
Exactly. No one knows.
Oh, okay. Good. Good, because I normally am the one who doesn't know anything, so that's good.
As this is going on, Ketchel's gonna slowly take the phone back to Hunter and Malkier. Kind of like looking along a little bit like Lutra and like his new little buddy.
I'm just going to look at the mother and go, this would be the time where you have about 10 minutes to catch your breath and relax.
Oh, it's probably going to be more than 10 minutes. Like, Lucha's going to stay there and talk with this kid until you guys come and get him.
Well, maybe you save me some money tonight for not having ice cream. I mean, why would you come to France for ice cream?
Because they have awesome ice cream.
The pastries are so much better here.
What?
The pastries.
Oh, pastries, yes, absolutely. I think you said the Patriots. I'm like, wait, wrong place. Anyway.
So, before Hunter, he takes the phone, but he looks at Malkier. Are you sure you are okay? You have been off since I arrived. Have I done something to upset you?
No, Hunter, it's not you. It's something happened before you showed up. I'm still trying to come to grips with it.
Is that thing where when you touched me, it like hurt like heck?
Malcolm kind of just looks down at his hand and looks over at Kestrel and pokes him on the shoulder.
Don't!
Yes, Kestrel, but more importantly, I got drunk, which was very strange as well. That's never happened before.
Well, you did consume a fair amount of alcohol. By my calculations, if the bottles on the ship are the proper size, that was approximately 375 milliliters of alcohol that you consumed.
Holy cow.
375 liters?
Yeah,
How's he still
I turned
walking?
myself to milliliters, okay?
As I said, that was a small amount compared to my normal intake, and I've never been affected before.
You just burn it off?
I can only assume it's because I can't control fire anymore.
Well, that adds a complication to my calculations.
For some reason, I just have this power to cause pain if I touch someone. That Malker kind of looks down his hand again, looks over at Hunter and pokes him, considering he's a robot.
Ouch!
So it's not natural then.
That was extremely weird because you touching me didn't hurt, but it left a tingling, almost necrotic sensation.
Necrotic, you say?
That is the best way I can describe it.
Malker kind of just looks down at his hand again and just kind of goes and backs and just goes and leans against the wall, trying to figure out what's going on.
Aww.
So this is the phone that the two of you found before you decided to drop a flashbang on Scotland Yard, yes?
As I said, I was kind of impaired at the time.
Well, let's see what we can come up with from this phone. 32.
Oh, you're able to download all the files on the phone.
Looking for recent picture.
Well, half the videos are... You can tell someone very immature had this phone because there's a lot of porn on it.
What is this that I am watching? This does not compute. Why would you not have any money when you ordered a pizza?
Malkier kind of just looks up and goes, "Don't let the kids see that, please."
Yeah, half of you is too young for that.
Well, Malkier looks over the kid that Lucha's playing with.
Well, we're
thank
all
you.
Too young for this. Is this what I believe it? Oh my gosh, that is not a proper way to pay at all.
So, as you're going through, you're getting to the more recent videos. And in one of the videos, you see they're at Stonehenge.
So they have made their way to Stonehenge at this point. I hope this was after they washed after paying for that pizza.
So the question is everyone able to see what you have downloaded into your browser?
If I take it off, I can, but right now I'm leaving it on myself because I don't know how much more pizzas there's going to be.
Well, I'll give it to you because you know technology that you just went in chronological order starting at the oldest video. So you know once you hit Stonehenge, unless the guy was downloading any there, you've pretty much bypassed all the porn.
Okay. Malkier, Castrol, we should not interrupt Lucha, but let's take a look here. And he just puts the helmet on the... Is this the first time he's taken the helmet off? So he takes the helmet off, puts the helmet down, and he still has the ridiculous bleach blonde hair. That hasn't changed. This should be the last video that was on that phone. Someone will have to explain to me why that was proper payment for a pizza later.
So,
Yeah, okay, you can do
in
You're
the
just gonna
video,
sigh. He goes, "I'll talk to you later."
in the video, you see an orange light. Almost, it appears to be the sun. And somehow, because it's video and everything, you can actually capture it without blinding your eyes and stuff like that. And that lasts for about 6 or 7 seconds. Then in the video, you hear a crack and immediately see a large explosion of something hitting the earth.
What color is it?
You don't see a color at that point. At that point on the video, all you literally see is dirt.
Okay.
And then you hear a bunch of people yelling, "Run, run, run," and you sort of hear a thud, which would be the camera hitting or the phone hitting the ground. Now, Malkier, give me an insight check. You remember one key thing about this video. About which of the monoliths was hit. The monolith that was hit was the northern monolith.
That would be the second time in this scenario that whatever we are looking for has been coming from the north.
Oh, consistency is nice.
He's going to call up Jay.
Hello?
Slight change on your search parameters for whatever parties are looking in Hawaii, Japan, and Siberia. Tell them to focus on things coming from the northern side of wherever the impact device is. So far, we've got things from our side here in France. A blue streak came from the north, and the video we have acquired from England, a large orange fire of some sort came and destroyed the northernmost pillar of Stonehenge.
Noted. I'll let the teams know. We haven't gotten a lot of intel. They said that the areas are pretty much vacated of any notable entities that would leave the marks, which sounds strangely familiar to yours. But I'll let them know to see if they can focus on anything that might give them some investigative abilities. But yeah, I'll let you know what I find. But we probably need to meet up soon if we're not finding anything.
Where would you suggest the meetup point being?
Back at headquarters.
If you insist, your name. I did give your name to local French authorities, so they might be giving you a call to collaborate.
They already have. That's fine.
Fair enough. All right, we should probably then reconvene and pull together what little information that we have.
Makes sense. I'll go get Lutra.
Also, Jade, do you have a way to test soil samples?
We could. I mean, we have a lot of testing capability, so yeah, we should be able to do that without.
I would prefer to not have to go back to Bay City right now.
I can understand that.
So while Kestrel's going to get Lutra, I'm just going to look at Malkir. Do you want me to see if I can come up with something that will at least allow you to touch things without hurting them?
Probably a wise suggestion, yes.
It may take a little while, but I can probably come up with some sort of nanotech-based glove of some sort that will allow you to channel the energy, I suppose, I guess, if you can figure out how to do that. This throws a variable in my calculations that I'm not quite sure how to proceed with.
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea.
And I'm probably not the best person for this, but I believe the proper way to do this is if you need someone to talk to, I'm around.
Thank you, Hunter. I'll keep that in mind.
At this point, I need perception checks from both Malkir and Hunter.
Hunter focused on the data in front of him.
Malkir notices that the video was still going. And sort of sees something move at the end of the video that didn't look like dust.
Hunter, can you slow down that video and rewind about 5 seconds?
Yeah, hold on. Frame by frame, tell me when to stop.
So Macker is just looking intently at the video.
Okay. And when Malkir tells Hunter to stop, this is the image that appears on the phone. And that is the last frame of the comic.
Ooh.
And that is where we're going to call it for tonight. So thank you, everyone, for stopping by. Once again, if you missed one of our previous episodes and missed the note, we are introducing a new structure here where every week we run, which obviously may not be every week, but every week we run, we are going to alternate between Bay City proper and Bay City Next Gen. So next week it will be, once again, TGE behind the reins.
Not crap.
But be sure to check out all the episodes of Bay City Chronicles, of pretty much everything. I believe all of it's up on YouTube and different playlists. So yeah, you get to hear a lot of different people GM there. But yes, apparently TG just wants to throw random commands in chat. But anyway, that will do it for us tonight. So be sure to come back next Sunday. And on behalf of Chameleon Ice, Dark Falls, OPT Lawyer, and the Greenleaf Effect, I'm Crimson Alex. Have a good night, everyone.